Hey everybody, I am setting up for feeding trials with the baby Sumatrans. Um, so this will be the first time that they're getting offered food. And as such, one thing that I like to do while still keeping them wet, I like to go a little bit drier. So it's completely wet, but it's enough where when I have the feeders walking around in there, they're not as apt to get saturated. This is the first baby that hatched. You can see they're still being pretty cooperative at this stage. More curious than nervous for the most part. So this is baby numero uno here. So we are going to, I'm going to quickly go through and just kind of change all these guys so that they're set up so that I can offer food once I'm done. Because, you know, they get a little dirty here as they've passed some of their yolk or whatever it might be. This one looks a little bit more huffy. All right. Oh, I just put them in here for a minute. I dump this water out into a bucket. Not going too crazy because they're not overly dirty, so just giving it a little chlorhexidine spritz and wiping it out. I'm not even worried about, you know, a little bit of vermiculite staying behind in the tub. This isn't like a total scrub down here. It's just kind of enough to get anything they've passed out of the yolk, and if they do eat, have them be clean enough to leave them alone for a couple of days before I bother them again. So that's kind of just what this is. And I'll show you in a second how much water I'm putting in the tub at this stage. Obviously, these are new dry paper towels. And so, you know, I'm filling up the water dish, not worrying, obviously, if you spill a little bit. And then I'm just kind of spritzing a little bit there, enough to have it wet, but you can always wet it down more later. This was more, let's do a feeding trial and not have it be totally crazy. So that is number 2 there. Put him up. Grab baby number 3. Because they're sitting wet, I have the water dishes empty. This one's in a position like this, so just going to get it out to where I can grab it and hopefully not create too much drama. This one's a little bit more on the defensive side, and you can see what I'm cleaning up here. That's just once they expel some of their yolk. That's what that looks like. And I'm sorry if anybody's commenting. I have a dinner I'm trying to get to, so I'm trying to fly through this. And if you do ever make plans with me, I am always late. Because I'm always stuck doing something animal related. And I always think in my head, it's going to happen in 5 minutes and I have the time. And then I get into the project and I was wrong. So I have to take a shower once I'm done with this. I'm supposed to be there at 7:30. It's about a 10 to 15 minute ride from my house, which is fortunate because there's not very many places to eat near my house, but this place is at a local golf course that allows people like me there, because obviously I'm not fucking golfing. I'm not 140 years old, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. Hey, I don't even know people's names, and even people that I know with their usernames, I don't know who's who. So like I recognize your name from the YouTube channel, but I don't know who you are. I feel terrible. All right, chill out. I'm moving kind of quick, so if they get mad, they get mad. If anything, it might help with the feeding trials. Sometimes more defensive animals eat better. That's just kind of a fact of the thing. This one's in a position where it's probably not going to take too kindly. Oh well. Like I said, Sumatrans overall just really tend to be so laid back. You know, if these were baby Borneos at this age, I'd be getting lit up. If I was just grabbing them like this, there would be no reprieve. It would just be a big bloodletting. And I'm not saying sometimes Borneos don't come out and they're all right out of the egg. But by and large, they're dramatic for the first, you know, month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. especially with this kind of just quick grab handling. Also, if I was putting baby Borneos in this holding tub like this, they would be flying out of there, throwing themselves on the floor. Sumatrans just don't tend to be that way. They just chill where you put them. You know, and they kind of just take everything in and figure it out. You know, I'm moving back and forth. You can see the baby is moving in order to put itself in position to defend itself, but it's not its first instinct to just strike. They're just so much calmer. So a little spritz of water in there. Now that I said it's so much calmer, I'll probably get bit. Oops. They're such nice babies though, considering that they're only about a week old or so. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think, are you a Sumatran? You are. I love them when they're like this, when they turn their dish over and then sit in it. They look like little people who are on like capsized boats. Just stick that one right like that for now. That's what I think of though. I imagine that they're a little boat capsized and they're waiting for rescue. And you'll see them do that when they're a little older and they get really dirty. Because they're disgusting as babies. And they don't usually like to be disgusting. So they'll flip their dish over and then sit on top of it like that because they don't, you know, the floor is lava basically at that point. So it's really funny how they do that. Now, if you're watching this video, I am not really letting the chlorhexidine do its job. Like I said, they're not really dirty in this case. But normally for contact time, you'd want to let that sit for like 30 seconds to 2 minutes before you start scrubbing the tub. But this is more or less just doing enough so I can try the food trials here. It's not, you know, sitting here really trying to disinfect. The only downside to this is trying to get them out of these dishes sometimes. Come on. I know, it's a tough life. There we go. But you can see it's wet, but not crazy wet. Like that's too dry if it was getting left like that. But because I'm just doing it for the sake of feeding trials, that's the wrong tub, that's a Borneo. I don't have to be as particular with it at this point. You know, tomorrow I'll add some more water. I know, life is tough. Write your local senator, they don't care. But yeah, I really didn't have anything planned for a video this weekend. I've just been busy. I'm getting ready to take my trip this week. So I'm trying to get everything in order so I can leave for 4 or 5 days. And, you know, I have a house sitter and all that, but he doesn't really do much with the snakes other than keep an eye on things. And if something needs to be addressed, then I have somebody I can call to come in and take care of that. So he's just here more for the dog, the cat, the house. And then, you know, if a herpstat alarm starts going off, or, you know, obviously if a snake got out or something, he'll let me know, and then I can get somebody to address that. And there's some snakes that, like, nobody's going to touch but me, like Ethel. I even have written on her tub, it says no, just so somebody doesn't even accidentally go in there, because she has no sense of humor. And then I don't even know where we're at. I think that's baby 6. And then like my female white lip, obviously, nobody's about to go in there. This one's actually in the dish. It's not flipped over, but these are a different type of dish. There you go. Now, some of the reason they do that is obviously, as you can see, there's no hides in these tubs, so sometimes when you see them like that, shoving themselves into a smaller place, they're kind of making themselves a hide at that point. Some of these snakes are more secure than others. Some like to feel that security. I'd like to invest in baby racks. I was just looking at my friend Joe's today. You know, they have some of those tubs that are thinner and longer, and I really, really think those are great for babies. Because with the narrow, you know, they're about half as wide as these Sterilite ones. So that the snake can sit in the tub and get that security of being able to touch the sides, which they like, but then have enough space to where they can fully stretch out and crawl down the tub, because they're probably about that length and a half, I would say. That's just a rough estimate, but you know, I think that's a pretty cool thing. Use this and fish this baby out of here. Thank you. Don't go to the bathroom in there or anything crazy. But I am filling the water dishes right now since I am leaving them a little bit drier so that they have those to go to if they'd like. This is number 8, so those of you that watched the video on the clutch, this is the baby that has the kink. I got an extra small food item for this one, hoping that it'll be able to pass the food. Are you gonna like go into a position? Whatever. So hopefully that's gonna work out, because I'm really rooting for that little guy or little girl. Like I said on that video, I'm always about the underdogs, and the fact that that baby with a kink on its neck was able to pip and hatch definitely impressed me. And so I want to give it a shot and see what it can do. You know, it obviously had the will to hatch and come into the world, so it appears to be normal behaviorally and doesn't appear to be in any pain or anything, so we'll give him a shot to do his thing. If he's not able to pass food, or he doesn't have any interest in food and he doesn't thrive, then we'll do the humane thing. I don't assist feed or anything like that. I feel like these animals get every advantage to their start. They've got to show me a little something. I'll try different prey items. I'll try frozen thawed, live, pre-killed. You know, I'll do rats, mice, quail. You know, I'll do some tricks where you put them into something dark and small with a feeder, things like that. None of that works at that point. I kind of just feel like that animal doesn't really have the instinct it needs to survive. And so I don't really feel that it's adding anything to a breeding project where we want to make the best of the best. So in those cases, I'll either, you know, pith an animal if it gets to that point, or I will give it to someone who wants it as a pet only and is willing to put in the work to assist feed it, as long as they guarantee me that that animal will never be bred. And then in some cases, I'll do it to a person that has a snake eater, and that way if it fails to thrive with them, they always have a use for it, so it doesn't go to waste. But I am, you know, I love these animals a great deal, but given the fact that my goal is to make stronger, better, healthier animals, you know, animals that aren't willing to show absolutely any inclination to survive at all, I don't feel like are accomplishing that goal. And some people might feel that's cruel, and I understand that, but we all have our ethics and standards, and we all have our lines in the sand, and that's mine. And why do you look so upset? Listen, number 9. Everybody's been fine. Number 9 here's got a bit of an attitude. Even then, with that attitude, you can see it's still not anything bad. What the hell? Did I forget a baby somewhere? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where's baby number 10? Oh, there's only 9. I forgot the 10th egg didn't hatch. I'm over here losing my mind, wondering why I'm only at 9. So now we're gonna start feeding trials. Give me 1 minute, I gotta run in the other room. I'll be right back. So I no longer breed feeders myself because it's too much damn work. So I just went and picked these up today. There's various sizes in here for various things. But I try to offer something, you know, reasonable size. So, you know, for the first one here, I'm going to put something that size in. With live feeders, you always want to keep an eye. Now, these babies are at a stage where they're really not going to necessarily hurt the animal, but it's not a given. If they're well fed and well hydrated, you have a much better chance of success and lack of issues. So right now what I'm going to do is put them in here, keep an eye for a second. I'm going to do lights out, and then I'm going to hop in, take my shower, and check on them after I get out of the shower, see who's eating, who's not, and go from there. But that's also a good reason to have the water dishes full in here, because these mice are far less likely to go after the snakes for a source of hydration when they have water available to them. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. And obviously, like I said, well-fed, well-hydrated rodents typically aren't going to go after your animal, but you don't ever assume anything. And that's why I like them small like this, because there's less brutal teeth involved. And obviously, I don't want a snake taking a bite at all. I don't even really like feeding live. So usually I offer 1 or 2 meals live, and then I immediately start to switch to frozen thawed. All of my snakes in my collection, all my personal animals, eat frozen thawed, every single one. All 100 and whatever the hell it is. I know a lot of people like to feed live. I'm just not really a fan. What's the smallest one here? Probably this one. All right. Throw the top on this. I'm going to hop in the shower. I'll come back later on in this video and comment and let you know how we did. It's really early with these guys, only about a week old, so I don't expect a huge rate of success. If I get like 3 to eat, 4 to eat, I'll be happy, but you never know. So we will see you guys. Thanks as always, much appreciated. Stay tuned for the videos coming from my buddy Josh's this upcoming week. They should be pretty exciting. I'll try to do a meet the collection before I leave this week if I have time. Otherwise, I'll just shoot some live videos and stuff from down there. See you later, Euromastics. Thank you for checking it out. I shall enjoy my trip, hopefully. I'm not looking forward to having to wear a mask on the plane. I usually, as you can hear right now, I'm just short of breath just talking. Wearing a mask really, really kills me. And I've never had to wear one longer than like 5 minutes at work, because I only have to wear it when I'm waiting with a customer. So we're going to see how that flight's going to go. I'm hoping I don't pass out, but hope for the best. And then once I get down there, I'll be all right. I am going to South Carolina. And then I've got some trips after that planned as well. And yeah, like I'm not like an anxiety-ridden person, so it's not about anxiety. But like I said, I have trouble breathing normally. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't go to doctors, so I know my blood pressure is really bad and my heart's really bad. But beyond that, I don't know what's the matter with me. And I have insurance, so it's not like I can't go to the doctor. I just fucking hate doctors. So I haven't even had a checkup since I was like 17, maybe even 16. So it's been about 20 years. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully everything works out. We'll see you guys. Thank you.